Welcome to part 49 of Final Fantasy X-2, and finally after so many years, it's time to start wrapping up Final Fantasy X-2 as we start Chapter 5. Now then, let's get started with the episode because there's going to be a cutscene.
Shall we go check things out?
I don't know if we have time.
Well, let's play it by ear. Way to take control.
All wings, round up. It's strategy time.
Pain is very gracious to expose her past. Then again, we've got Crimson Spears for that too, but still, let's see what Brother wants since he called us all onto the bridge. It's definitely important, I'm pretty sure.
We know Vegnagun is in the deepest reaches of the far plane. The only way in is to jump into one of those holes.
Yeah, but which one?
There's one in Besaid, one in Kilika, and one in Jose Temple.
Don't forget the Comlands, the cave at the bottom of the gorge.
And the hole that Vegnagun opened up in the Bavel Underground.
So, which one do we jump into?
Who cares? We just pick a hole and dive! Yuna! You can decide which hole we pick.
Alright. We will hold off on actually going to the far plains until after we get all of the episode complete. And there's a lot of mandatory ones, but there's only maybe 2 optional ones. And the optional ones are Via Infinito and the Mihin Hierarchy Colony. Everything else is mandatory. The Chocobo Dungeon's mandatory. The Den of Woe is mandatory. Yes, the majority of everything in Chapter 5 is mandatory except for completely beating Via Infinito and the Fiend Colony. But chances are I'm going to actually go there. Go to the Fiend Colony anyway, because that's where I normally grind when I play Final Fantasy X-2. Now, the reason why I'm here, because I jumped the gun a bit. You have to go through certain battles. Not certain battles, but rather complete a couple of episodes. And also rested in every single chapter, which I have done. And then Brother will appear talking to Barkeep. That is the scene I'm trying to get, but chances are I may have screwed up the scene, or it did not show like talking about it. Oh, I went for the wrong thing. Ah, well, I kind of screwed that up. I'll definitely deal with it before Chapter 5, because that is something that you need to see before Chapter 5 ends and before you decide to go to the far plane. Also, what we need to do first is actually watch the Crimson Spear, but I ended up going to the deck. Accidentally. That was a stupid move on my part. Since we got the Crimson Spear from LeBlanc, we might as well watch that, and that will leave us only with the 2 Crimson Spears we need to find here in Chapter 5.
My last mission with the Going.
Also, one other thing. If you have completely... Okay, I do not want to deal with the Comm Spears. No Comm Spears. I've already done with 3 parts of Comm Spears. I am done. But anyway, what I was about to say before I inadvertently went to the Comm Spears, I was saying that if you have completely, I would say completely, but more like, if you've done most of the stuff that I have showed you to do, you will have episode completes, because all of them will be marked as hotspots.
this to everyone.
Extremely dangerous indeed.
That's what's causing it? Get out!
No one passes until we make sure.
Count me out. I want no part of a group whose members kill each other.
Fine.
Wait! Put the gun down! You put your gun down.
Hey, that scene was familiar. We just saw that in Chapter 3. But that's not the point. Right now, let's talk to Buddy.
Got a message from Besaid a little while ago. Looks like Lulu finally had her baby.
Really? Let's go see them.
There's a message from Kilika too. Apparently, things are getting a little messy.
More bickering?
Sort of. Now it looks like they're bickering over the fact that all the bickering stopped.
Figures.
Okay, moment of truth time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I've gotten all of them. And as you can see, Bigelow Island has a very ramped up difficulty, as does Thunder Plains. Now then, the first place we honestly need to go to is Anarchin, but first, this is the part where you need to go to the cabin to talk, not the cabin, but rather the, well, this is actually the part where you're supposed to go to the cabin, according to some walkthroughs, but instead, again, you're gonna have to beat some episodes in order for you to unlock that scene. Same thing with another scene involving a talk with the conversation with Buddy. You're gonna have to beat a couple of episodes in order to trigger that scene. So yeah, bear that in mind.
Sleep tight.
But what I was about to say is, you need to when you start off with trying to complete these episodes, the first place you need to go is Xanarkin, and the last place you need to go is actually either I'm not sure if it's either Bavel or Biconal Island, but it's more than likely Bavel. Some walkthroughs say Bavel, others say Biconal Island. I got the mascot because Biconal Island was the last place that I did. So yeah, there's that. Now then, moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking on 2 areas today, and the first one being Xanarkin. Also, in order for you to actually conversate with Buddy, not only do you have to beat a few episodes, but also you got to examine the engine as well, so Buddy would actually talk to you. I think you're supposed to examine the bedposts for Brothers cutscene as well. If anything, if you can't really trigger it. And it's got to be in front of Yuna's bed. So yeah, that ought to help. Well, that should somewhat help. But it may not always work. Anyway, let's go on ahead and go to Xanarkin, so we can finally have one last bit of closure. And reassurance, too. You have to do Xanarkin first, otherwise Bavel's not going to be an episode complete.
It's finally quieted down, huh?
Well, I guess your memories are finally safe, Yuna.
Yeah. But I have to learn to be stronger. Even places full of memories. Even a place like this can't last forever. I need to accept that.
You want to not care?
That's not what I'm saying.
Just be yourself.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. Perhaps one day, I'll find something more precious. But until that day comes, I want to protect this place. The monkeys can't do it alone.
Do you see something?
Maybe.
And speaking of closure, if you actually go to the dome this time, and you've got an episode complete, Isaru will not be there, so you've got a job well done. And speaking of closure,
the lady
for the last time.
Would you like to hear about Vegnagun? Although Vegnagun was constructed during the Machina War, there is no record of it ever being used. One could argue that the coming of Sin made war a secondary concern. But the real reason was that Vegnagun was nothing short of a titanic failure. You see, it was quick to respond to hostility, but lacked the ability to discern friend from foe. A weapon that slaughters indiscriminately would be far too dangerous for actual use in combat. Incidentally, this is why Vegnagun was never considered as a measure to combat Sin. Instead, it was locked away under Bavel.
Jeez, Gramps, you really know a lot.
Where'd you learn all that?
That would be...
That would be...
Well, this should explain things.
Gramps, you're dead?
Mortifying, isn't it? Over the years, I managed to completely forget that I am on scent. It was only when I shook your hand, Lady Yuna, that I remembered.
Why?
1,000 years ago, here in Xanagand, I shook the hand of another young lady.
1,000 years.
It was Len.
Correct. It was quite a strange feeling shaking your hand. Two different people from two distant times with exactly the same handshake.
You've met a lot of people, huh?
Yes, my child. Many meetings and just as many partings. The many people I have known have all journeyed to the far plane, leaving only me behind. 'Tis quite lonely.
Gramps?
Father?
Do forgive me. My memories seem to have a mind of their own.
So people really are connected.
Ah, but of course.
Well, Machen, thank you. I hope we meet again.
As do I.
Good riddance. No, seriously. Good riddance. Now let's board the airship yet again. And this time, we're going to be going to Besaid. Now I bet you're wondering, why would I be so hostile towards... Oh, you idiot. So we're going to be doing this again. I'm going to cut this out. And I'm back on track. Now, as I was saying, I'm harsh on Machen because he's exposition and he doesn't give out exposition until the end of the game, when everybody already knows this shit. Now then, speaking of exposition, now it's time to check up on Waka and his parroting skills. Or lack thereof.
Hey! It's a boy! You wanna meet him?
Yeah.
Well, Waka is, how should I put it, rather nervous at the fact that he's a father, and on top of that, his kid is just born, and he spent the latter part of Chapter 4 just pacing around uncontrollably. Now that his child is here, he doesn't know what to do. Literally. No, I'm not kidding.
Ooh, Rakulida!
Look at his hands. They're so tiny.
What do you think? He's cute, yeah? Good thing he don't look like me.
Don't be silly. Look, he's got your mouth.
You think so?
What's his name?
I think the calm will end before Waka makes up his mind.
Well, you better decide soon.
No rushing, yeah? Naming my son is my first important decision as a parent. Becoming a good father requires intense emotional preparation, yeah?
How long are you planning on preparing?
Until, my preparations are done, yeah?
Now then, if you go into the temple, you could talk to Lulu. However, there's one other thing I wanted to point out. I mean, you can't really do much here. Oh, there's actually a treasure chest here. But, there's one other thing in this temple that you could do. You could go into the Chamber of the Faith, and there's a shooting minigame that's been unlocked for this chapter, and I do believe chapter 3. But honestly, it's not worth my time, at least. I mean, it may net you something awesome if you complete it, but seriously, it's just as sloppy as the Gunner's Gauntlet, if not sloppier. So, we have to see Becklem off as he's literally leaving for the Youth League. Now, I said it before and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter whether or not you actually get the high score on the Gunner's Gauntlet, so long as you participate. And if I participated, then guess what? We'll actually get an episode complete regardless of your score, because you see, as I said before, the Gunner's Gauntlet is a 3-level thing, so even if you beat level 1, it still honestly doesn't matter. Granted, you'll get more percentage for a different scene, and yeah, I kinda need the experience points. Even though you do eventually get a 100% completion for actually doing it, you still get it for getting the episode complete. Believe me, I've already done this before. Also, it's just an extra scene. Oh, wait, I almost passed up something. Like, way in Chapter 2. Oh, god damn it, there's a Marlboro. Why did it have to be a Marlboro? Just die already. Just die. I hate Marlboros and I hate Watchers. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. In Chapter 2, I managed to snag Yuna's special dress sphere. Well, in Chapter 5, one of the parts to Yuna's special dress spheres is right down this waterfall. Just simply jump down and and examine the chest. And you'll get Twilight Rain. Now, the other part of Yuna's dress sphere is in the Calm Lands. So you'll have to actually get that when you visit the Calm Lands in this chapter. So yeah, what we just picked up actually breaks damage limit for Yuna's special dress sphere. Now then, well, provided you get the ability points for it. Now then, let's see Becklem off. And of course, you could now talk to Keepa instead of Becklem for the Gunner's Gauntlet. That's also the other thing. Now let's talk to Becklem.
Has Waka settled on a name for his kid?
No, not yet.
Never could make up his mind. I have something here. I'd like you to give it to him. It's a memory of a war buddy. I give it to him myself, but you understand.
All aboard! We'll be setting sail shortly.
See, he gets it.
Sorry.
If you do beat Becklem's score, he will pull off fancy blitzball moves, even fancier than Tidus. And it will show you that this guy actually can blitz. Now, also another thing about Becklem, if you don't even participate in the Gunner's Gauntlet at all, a certain opponent ends up being switched out for Becklem. So, bear that in mind. Also, no, you'll still get 100%. Actually, no, you won't get 100% completion for not participating in Gunner's Gauntlet. So, yeah, there's that. Now, let's go return this War Buddy's spear to Waka, because Waka needs to see this. Considering Chapu was closer to Beckham than what he... Well, he's close to Waka, but not close like brothers should be. He was, like, more confiding in Beckham than what he could to Waka because of Waka's strict nature, even though Waka's a huge hypocrite who let his summoner get badly injured while he was focused on the game. Yeah. And Lulu had to deal with that trauma. And now he's her baby's daddy. Yup.
What's the matter?
I thought I'd go say goodbye to Becklem.
He's already gone.
Oh.
He gave me this sphere.
For me? Hey, let's see.
Hey, Waka, remember that time? Nah, you probably forgot. Something I told you back when we were kids, yeah? There's a sphere on the island, I said. Showing Mom and Dad. I lied. Truth is, there's no such sphere. I'm sorry. Back then, you'd lecture me no matter what I did. Someone has to keep you in line, yeah? I guess I was kinda bitter. That's why I made up that story about the sphere.
If you got time to take pictures, you got time to pray. Especially since you're joining the Crusaders.
Enough with the preaching.
Someone has to keep you in line with our parents not around.
Knock it off with the surrogate parent thing and give us both a break. I just need you to be my brother.
His brother, yeah. I don't know why he just couldn't come out and say it. Anyways, you guys stay in the village till nightfall at least, yeah?
Oh, just so we're clear, Chapter 5 is not as easy as Zanarkand and Besaid. No. Chapter 5 is gonna kick your ass rough. Trust me, it's gonna really kick your ass rough. So, relax while you still can with things like Zanarkand and Besaid. Because it's gonna get rougher from here. Well, not from here, but after part 50.
That night, Waka gathered everyone in the village around the fire.
Well, you probably know why I called you all here, huh? I'd like to introduce the newest member of Besaid Village.
Oh, we already met him. So you picked a name yet?
Don't tell me this is a brainstorming session.
Like I'll do something like that. I chose a name. His name is Vedina. Everybody, take good care of him, yeah?
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Congrats.
I always try to cram myself into some kind of mold, you know? A blitzer, or a guardian, or a follower of Yevon, and now, a father. I always get so wound up about what I should be. But you know, in the end, I'm just me. Anyway, I can't keep coming up with new wakas all the time, eh? So it looks like I'll just have to start doing things my way. That's the way I'll write our story.
Hang in there, Dad.
sin was nothing compared to diaper changing, huh? Hey, sorry it took me so long to decide on a name, Lou.
It's all right. I knew it would be worth the wait. I had faith.
You? Had faith in me?
Waka, we're in this together. Whether you see it or not, I really do rely on you.
Guess I'd better not drop the ball, yeah?
You won't.
They're in their own little world.
Come on.
Let's not bother them.
And as Waka and Lulu snuggle by the fireside, it's safe to say this episode is complete. And with that, I've already knocked down at least 2 episodes. In the next episode, which is going to be part 50, I'm going to continue to go after episodes, but the episodes I'll be dealing with is, for one, half of Luca, and also I'll be dealing with the majority, if not all, of Kilika. I will see you guys in part 50. This is RVMan985 signing out. It took goddamn 3 years to get to this point. Ooh.